Hello, how are you doing today? Good. You're here for your appointment. Great. Thank you so much for coming in today for your consultation. So based on your application, I reviewed and it looks like you would like a shoe for a more formal occasion, but you want to be able to have a versatile style that will go with other outfits and looks beyond this one event, right? Sounds good. Well, I went ahead and prepared a couple of options for us to look at today, and I'll get your thoughts at the end of our appointment, and we'll see what you gravitate towards the most. Okay? Perfect. So let's go ahead and start with the first option. Now, I know you said that you wanted something that was neutral, and cheetah print might seem, a little more of a bold look, but in my opinion, animal print really goes with everything, especially when you have this type of pattern that's using black, brown, and white. Those colors really can go with any outfit, right? The one thing I really love about this shoe is it kind of gives a Sex and the City vibe. I think it's because it is a mule style kitten heel. It reminds me of something that Carrie Bradshaw would just kind of slip on quickly before running out the door. So the straps that go across the foot are simple, but they also provide support around the foot, which is great because everyone knows that heels are not the most comfortable thing to wear. So having that extra structure is really nice. And these are from the brand Dolce Vita. Dolce Vita. And you'll also notice that there is this kind of cushion embedded into the sole of this shoe, which adds a little bit more support throughout your foot and the heel especially, so that you have a more comfortable wear. Okay? So that is our first option. Now let's take a look at our second option. So this is another Dolce Vita shoe, and I love this brand because they're trendy, but not so trendy to the point where the shoe becomes outdated. They always keep a kind of classic element to their shoes so that they are timeless and you can really get your money's worth. So the color of the shoe is obviously neutral because you're dealing with this kind of burlap, rattan kind of material. I will say that the one thing about this material is that it can read a little more casual. I think there's something beachy and a vacation vibe from this kind of material. That's the only thing that I think would be a negative about this option, just depending on how formal this event is, right? The heel is a block heel, and as you can see, it has these kind of rubber soles to really grip the ground so you aren't sliding around everywhere. And this one also features an additional padding in the sole so that you are a little more comfortable. The toe is a very chic and very sharp square toe, which I think looks really lovely, and I really love that attention to detail. I know we're pretty brief into the appointment, but I would love to hear from you how these options look so far. Okay, so it sounds like these might be a little too casual. So I'm gonna go and see if we have anything new in stock that has a little more oomph and is more black tie for your occasion. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we just got something in from Jessica Simpson's line. I was a little hesitant to show you this pair of shoes, and the reason is because Jessica Simpson tends to make very, very high heels, and I know that's not everybody's taste. And although I love Jessica Simpson's shoe line, let's just be honest, some of the shoes that she releases can be gaudy. So if you find this shoe to be a little too much for you, no offense taken, we will find some more options for you, okay? So these are going to be fresh out of the box. Nobody has even tried these on, so I'm excited for you to get to try them out. So Jessica Simpson shoes come in this beautiful cardboard box. I love the presentation of her shoes because she's not technically a designer, but she wants to give you that luxury experience, right? So let's go ahead and open it. And by the way, this style of shoe is called the Immie, I-M-M-I-E. And this is one of her most popular shoe styles, so that's why we ordered this specific style from her. Okay, so her logo is this feather kind of graphic, and she has this all over the tissue paper. Again, I really appreciate that attention to detail. Okay. And it's really thoughtful that she includes so much of this kind of protective packaging so that the shoe really is perfect for the customer when it's shipped to you. So I really, again, can appreciate all of the extra details that are put into this item here. The shoes are in a gold color. We do not have any more of the colorways yet, so we should be getting a bronze, black, brown, and beige color really soon, but we're basically trying to see how this sells first before we order more. So let me show you exactly what we have going on here with this shoe. So you can already see immediately how high this heel is. To be exact, it is a 5-inch heel, which sounds extremely intimidating, but I will say I think that this platform will with keeping your foot comfortable, supported, so that you can walk and dance in these shoes. We can take out these little cardboard protectors. Okay, so the shoe has this ankle strap that uses a buckle to secure it around your ankle. Then, of course, we have this kind of knotted design at the toe, and this comes to a rounded toe. So one thing about this design is that it's very intentional. Notice how the rounded toe is going to give you more room for your toes instead of a pointed toe that might really cramp your foot, right? So she really thought about the design and the comfort of the customer. The material is not just gold and metallic, but it has this snakeskin kind of texture to it, which adds a little bit of interest if you have a really plain outfit. Having both a metallic material and something that's textured can really elevate your look. Now Jessica has a little bit of padding in the soles of her shoes, but it stops around the toe. So I would say if you're going to be doing a lot of dancing or walking at this event, I would maybe get some shoe inserts to stick at your toe area so that you get a little more cushion. Okay. Again, this is the silhouette of the shoe. Not quite a stiletto, more of a block heel, platform, and ankle strap. So now we can talk more about the more fine details of this shoe and try to help you decide if this is something that you would want to wear. Now, one thing that I do want to point out about the color of this shoe is not only is it gold, but it's a yellow gold. So meaning that if you have a outfit that uses a lot of cool tone or neutral colors and materials and patterns, that this really might not go with clothing like that. I think this would really go with other materials that pull yellow or have other gold elements. So, do you mind describing the kind of outfit that you wanted to wear to this event? Okay. It's pink, okay? And can you elaborate on like the type of pink it is? Okay, it's like a peachy pink. Okay, that is pretty warm in tone, so I do think that these would go with that dress. Another thing about this shoe is that it is adjustable and can really be tailored and customized for whoever's wearing it. So I wanted to show you this finer detail. So on the ankle strap here, you can see that it has a gold buckle with a few holes so that you can adjust the tightness of the strap, which of course is not super unique to this shoe, but I did want to point out that it has kind of like a stretchy, adjustable band that is connected to this strap. So if you happen to need something that is a little looser, or you want that stretch, I think that will really help you out. Another feature about this shoe that I find to be special is the bottom of the shoe, which has these kind of etchings on the sole of the shoe. And if you look really closely, these add texture and really light, slight divots on the bottom of the shoe to help you grip the ground and avoid slippage. I find that to be so helpful, especially for special events where a venue might have really, really slippery floors. And one last feature I wanted to highlight and look at more closely is the knot detail at the top of the shoe. Not only is it pretty and interesting to look at because of all of the little ropes here, but all of this material is wrapped around your foot to really provide support and stability to your foot so that you are more confident walking and you aren't slipping around so much. You'll find that those very simple heels with maybe a thin strap just across the foot and maybe a thin ankle strap can be very unstable to walk in and requires a more advanced high heel wear, if you will. So I think this type of shoe can look intimidating, but it is incredibly beginner friendly. So, what do you think? Okay, yes, we can absolutely have you try them on, and if they work out, I'll send you home with them today, and if not, we'll keep looking, alright? Okay, thank you so much for looking at these shoes with me and listening so intently. I really appreciate your time and attention. Of course. Okay, I will send you to the back to try these on. Okay, good luck.